In this tutorial we'll be looking at key commands within Logic Pro, how to customise them and what they're useful for. Okay, let's go. Key commands within Logic Pro, the keyboard commands which are used to control pretty much every parameter of the program. So things like play, stop, rewind, fast forward, etc. Within Logic Pro, we can customise the key commands to suit familiar keys which we might use in other programs. And to do this, all we need to do is we need to go to the Logic Pro menu option, and then we need to go to Key Commands, and then we need to go to Edit, or we can use the actual key command for editing key commands, which here is Alt-K. So hit Alt-K. Now, these are all of the key commands within Logic. And I'm just going to run through a few which I find really useful, and we'll run through how we're going to customise these key commands to something which maybe we're more familiar with. Being an avid user of Pro Tools, I'm going to change the new tracks commands to something more familiar. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a search for new tracks. So currently a new track, or new tracks as it is in Logic, is set to Alt Command N. Now I'm going to change that to Pro Tools, which is Command Shift N. So all we need to do that is to click here, Learn by Key Label, and then simply type in the key command you want to change it to. Now we've got a little bit of a box coming up which says the combination of the key command is already in use, and it's assigned to new empty project, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to say, it has a lower priority, so that's fine. So we can just hit OK for that. And there we see we have changed our key command to Shift Command N. So if we get out of the key commands window, we go to create new tracks using our new key command. There we go. We have our track tab come up. So another key command I find particularly useful is going back to the last play locate position. This can be particularly useful if you're doing things like recording vocal takes over and over again and you're not using loop record. So to access this, we go to the Key Commands tab by pressing Alt-K, and then we can search for Go To. And what we want to look for is go to the last locate position, and I'm going to learn by key label, and I'm going to use Enter for this one, and we can replace that. So for example, if we're recording on audio 15 here, and we're recording some vocal takes, and singing, sing, 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 and then they mess up, we can hit Enter to return to the exact locate position where we were previously, and hit record again. It's quite a nice, clean, efficient way of doing it. So from this example, another good one is to unpack tracks. Obviously you can do it via here, but if you want to unpack all the tracks at the same time, there is a key command for this. We can go into the key commands tab again and go to unpack. And we can either select unpack folder to new tracks, or unpack folder to existing tracks, unpack take folder to existing tracks, unpack take folder to new tracks. So here we can see it's Control Command U. So we can live with that, I guess. So if you want to unpack this, Command U, and there we go. Nice, easy, efficient way of unpacking. So another good one I find is to bring all the plugins up on a channel, or view all plugins that you're using. And that's actually V, so we could maybe put an EQ up and toggle V, and it hides instantly. So other useful key commands are things like zoom in the arrange view, so that is Apple and arrows, quite a useful one. There's the Apple modifier key for the tools, so you can set your secondary tool to whichever tool you like. I've got a scissor tool, which for me is probably the most used, and then as soon as you hit command, it changes the tool to whatever your secondary tool is. For example, so I've created this Logic project which just has some vocal takes in it, and I'm going to show you a little neat way of possibly editing some of this up. So if we go back into our key commands, remember Alt K, and then we'll do another search to split regions. Cool, so we can split regions or events at the playhead position. Now, where I find this quite useful is for compiling different vocal takes. So, for example, we've got a number of vocal takes here, and I want to separate them all up so that I can choose individual parts of each take. So what we're going to do is we're just going to select those. We're going to use our key command, which is Command T, and we're just going to separate these tracks off.
What can I say to you?
Lovely.
I'm sorry for the things I've done, for all the things I put you through. I was young and never knew. I know it's crazy, but it's true. These words are just for you.
Okay, we can do a bit of cleaning up in the process as well. And now we have separated our vocals up into their own individual regions per line. So we can go through and we can mute those, and then we can select which ones we like, unmuting them. For example, wrong one. Let's say we like these takes, and then we can compile our takes on a new track. Another useful key command to know is if we want to select our regions which we've just edited up on our vocal comp to its own individual channel, we can do that using key commands also. So let's create a new track quickly using our new key command. There we go. And then what we have to do is go into the key commands tab again and search for move regions. Move selected regions to selected track, and that here is Control Shift T. Control Shift T. I might change this actually, so we can change this because I'm going to change it to maybe Command Shift T. So learn by key label, and then simply type in the key label. So again, it's saying Command Shift T is already assigned to show hide tempo track, which I can replace. Woo! Great. So if we go back to our regions, what you do is you select the regions from your take or comp, and then we can hit our new key command, which is Command Shift T. And as you can see, it places them all on the same track. We can also use the key commands tab to modify other keys, and also to obviously get an idea of some other keys that are available. So for example, if we open the key commands tab again, we can do things like search for the click track to turn that on and off. Is it called metronome? It's probably called metronome. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. And let's just see quickly. Let's try. So low latency mode, for example. So toggle low latency mode. We could select learn by key label and maybe Apple L. What's that assigned to? Apple L is already assigned to the command learn new controller. So we can replace that. And let's just set up a little loop here. And if we're recording on this channel, for example, we can then toggle that on and off. Obviously, check out other key commands within the key commands tab. You can change so much stuff, and you might find things useful, you might find other things not so useful, you might just want to stick with the plain logic ones. But one thing you can do is you can reset whenever you want by going to initialize all key commands, and this will reset everything back to the original logic key commands. You can also, once you configure key commands, you can actually export them, and then you can take them with you, for example, on a USB stick. So we can say keys, and there we go. We can take that with us to a session, for example, plug it into the computer, go into the key commands tab and just go import key commands. Find those key commands on our USB stick, and bang, we've got our own personalized Logic Pro session. Great, well I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please check out some other videos on my channel if you did, and I hope you've learned a bit more about key commands within Logic Pro. Okay, till next time.